Have you ever held a tiny coin in your hand, so light, so ordinary, yet it carries within it the heartbeat of American history? The 1984 Roosevelt Dime may seem like just another piece of metal from your pocket change, but in truth, it's a story of legacy, perseverance, and silent fortune. Some of these dimes, believed to be worth just 10 cents, have fetched astonishing prices at major auctions. And today, we are going to uncover what makes this small coin one of the most fascinating treasures ever produced by the United States Mint. To understand the magic of the 1984 Roosevelt Dime, we must first step back in time, to an era when America needed hope. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, led his people through one of the darkest periods in modern history, the Great Depression and World War II. He wasn't just a leader, he was a symbol of courage, compassion, and determination. When he died in 1945, the nation mourned deeply. In his honor, the U.S. Mint decided to feature his image on the 10-cent coin, a fitting tribute, since Roosevelt had supported the March of Dimes, an organization that fought to end polio. Thus, in 1946, the Roosevelt Dime was born, and for nearly 8 decades, it has remained a quiet witness to America's journey. Fast forward to 1984, a year that brought new technology, changing minting processes, and millions of Roosevelt dimes into circulation. But among those millions, a few stand apart, rare coins that collectors still dream of finding today. Let's take a closer look at what makes the 1984 P. Roosevelt dime so special. On the obverse, you'll find Roosevelt's dignified profile facing left. The word liberty curves gracefully above his head, while the phrase "In God We Trust" sits just beneath his chin, a promise, a reminder of faith through hard times. The mint year 1984 lies near the base of his neck, and to the right, you can spot a tiny letter, P. That single mint mark tells us this coin was struck in Philadelphia, a city that has produced coins for the United States since the very beginning. Flip the coin, and you'll see the reverse design, a torch burning brightly at the center, flanked by branches of oak and olive. Together, they symbolize strength and peace. The words United States of America stretch across the top, and E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, reminds us of unity. Below the torch lies the coin's denomination, 1 dime. At first glance, the 1984 Roosevelt dime might look like any other, but what separates a regular coin from a rare one is condition, minting quality, and errors. Let's start with its composition. This dime is made from a copper nickel clad, with a pure copper core sandwiched between 2 nickel layers. It weighs 2.27 grams and measures 17.9 millimeters in diameter. This composition replaced the older silver dimes after 1964 when silver prices soared, making it too expensive for circulation coins. Now, what truly excites collectors are the errors, those small imperfections that the mint never intended. And the 1984 P. Roosevelt dime has its fair share of mysteries. Some of the most famous include off-center strikes, where the design is slightly or heavily misplaced, revealing blank metal on one side. Others include double die errors, where the details of Roosevelt's face or the lettering appear duplicated, giving a ghostly, doubled image. A few even display clipped planchettes, where the edge of the coin looks as if a small bite has been taken out. In the world of coin collecting, these errors are not flaws, they are opportunities. A regular 1984 P dime might be worth 10 cents, but an error coin in mint state 65 or higher can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity. For example, one collector discovered a 1984 P. Roosevelt dime with a full band strike, meaning the torch lines on the reverse were perfectly defined, a sign of an exceptionally sharp minting. That coin later sold for over $2,500 at auction. Another piece, with a dramatic off-center strike, fetched $3,000 due to its remarkable eye appeal. Even more astonishing, a nearly flawless example graded Mississippi 68, full bands by PCGS, one of the highest grades known, reached over $6,000 in a private sale. But it's not just about the money. Every coin has a story. The 1984 P. Roosevelt dime represents a bridge between the old and new eras of American coinage. It was struck in a time when technology was advancing, yet human craftsmanship still played a role. Each die that created these coins was prepared by skilled mint workers, ensuring Roosevelt's legacy was carried forward in the smallest details of his engraved face. Think for a moment, how many of these dimes passed through hands, pockets, and cash registers across the nation. Some might have helped buy morning coffee, while others lay forgotten in drawers, waiting decades to be rediscovered. One of them might still be sitting somewhere, shining faintly under layers of dust, quietly holding a secret fortune. Collectors and treasure hunters often underestimate modern coins like the 1984 dime, assuming only older coins hold value. But numismatics, the study of coins, teaches us something profound. Rarity isn't always about age, it's about condition, errors, and survival. Let's explore that deeper. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 946 million Roosevelt dimes in 1984, nearly a billion coins. So how can one be valuable among so many? The answer lies in perfection. The vast majority entered circulation, collecting scratches, nicks, and wear marks. Only a tiny fraction survived untouched, perfectly struck, perfectly preserved, often stored away unintentionally by people who didn't realize their significance. When grading companies like PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company receive a 1984 dime in near mint condition, they grade it on a scale from 1 to 70. Anything above Mississippi 65 is considered investment quality. And once a coin achieves the full bands designation, meaning the horizontal lines on the torch are complete and crisp, it becomes even more desirable. There's something poetic about it, that a coin worth 10 cents could, under the right light and in the right condition, be worth thousands. It reminds us that value often hides in the ordinary, waiting for the right eye to notice it. Many collectors remember their first Roosevelt dime discovery, often handed down by grandparents, tucked into coin albums, or found in change. These coins became symbols of nostalgia, history, and connection between generations. Each scratch, each mark, tells a human story, a story of trade, of work, of simple daily life in 1980s America. Some collectors even specialize only in modern Roosevelt dimes, hunting for rare die varieties like the 1984 double die reverse, where the inscriptions, United States of America, and 1 dime, appear slightly doubled under magnification. These are extremely rare and command significant premiums, with well-preserved examples selling for $800 to $1,500. And then there's the thrill of the hunt. Every time someone sorts through rolls of dimes from a bank, they're chasing that possibility, that maybe, just maybe, they'll find a coin that changes everything. What's fascinating about the 1984 Roosevelt dime is how it balances simplicity with meaning. It's not flashy or covered in gold. It doesn't scream for attention. Yet, it's quietly powerful, a reflection of Roosevelt himself. Strong, modest, determined, and timeless. Let's not forget the human touch behind this design. The original Roosevelt dime was sculpted by John R. Sinek, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. His initials, J.S., appeared just below Roosevelt's neck. Over the years, Sinek's work has been admired for its realism, capturing not only the likeness but also the spirit of the man who inspired the design. Now imagine you're holding a perfect 1984 Roosevelt dime, untouched, gleaming as if it just left the press 40 years ago. Under magnification, you can see each line of the torch, each curve of the branches, each letter engraved with precision. That's not just a coin, that's art preserved in metal. And that art has proven to be quite profitable. In 2016, a collector brought an immaculate example to a heritage auction event. The coin, graded Mississippi 68, FB, started with a modest estimate but quickly caught attention. The final hammer price, $6,325, for a 10-cent coin. Stories like this ignite the imagination of collectors around the world. As the years pass, the number of surviving high-grade examples will only shrink. Circulated dimes will continue to fade and wear away, but pristine ones, carefully preserved, will grow rarer and more valuable. This is why collectors treat them like treasures, locking them away in airtight capsules, ensuring that their luster remains untouched for generations. For anyone watching this who loves coin collecting, remember this: the next great discovery might be sitting in your pocket right now. That ordinary dime in your change could be the key to a story worth telling, a story of luck, legacy, and hidden fortune. The 1984 Roosevelt dime stands as proof that even the smallest things can carry immense value. It's a reminder of Roosevelt's enduring message: strength in unity, hope in struggle, and light in darkness. So the next time you hold a dime, don't just see a coin. See history, see art, see possibility, and who knows, maybe your 10-cent piece is actually worth thousands.